All right.
Hello, hello.
Everyone.
What's up?
Who's that guy?
What's
How y'all
up,
doing?
dude?
What the hell?
Hey.
I don't know, some smoking hot guy, but that's beside the point.
I found a link in my Discord and just ended up here. So I guess I'm gonna hang out. Good to see y'all.
Degenerates sneaking.
Just any old creator just pop right in, right?
Yeah.
I appreciate the invite back.
No, Seth, we're glad to have you. I'm glad you're here. And what's up, Kelly? Is that the only person I see in chat right now, Kelly?
Call
Kelly,
screening.
Kelly.
What's up, Kelly?
How's it going, Seth? How you been, man?
I'm wide open, man. I'm working 6 days a week and just spinning about 15 different plates, trying not to drop anything. But overall, it's good.
You got some hope there.
I do, and I've got a pretty good outlook on this year, so things are moving in the right direction.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
We'll cross paths a couple times this year. I'm sure that's what you mean by this year's looking good. You'll see me twice at least.
Yeah, I will see you twice. Yep, I'll see Lil a couple times too. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Just a couple times.
Maybe once. I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Are you going to Cincinnati as well, Joe? Oh, I'm sorry, Lil. Are you going to the event the day before the ARC?
Oh yeah. We'll have a table there at that. Yeah.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely going to the art. Definitely going to NanoCon. Then who knows? I might see it elsewhere. We'll see.
Rocket City.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I probably won't make NanoCon, not because I don't want to, just because I don't think I can pull it off. Because on each of these events, it's not just me that has to show up. I bring my family with me, so it's gets expensive quickly.
Right.
But yeah, I'll definitely be at the art protest. I'll definitely be there, and
I would hope so, Joe.
So.
And I've already made arrangements for Rocket City, so yeah, I'll be there too. But I don't know. I think that's plenty for me this year. Now I may end up going to like Kentucky Free Thought or something later on. Like, just I'm not making plans to go to it, but I have a feeling something may come up where I'm asked to come to it, so I may go to that. But
that's like a day trip for you, right?
Yeah.
Would it be as expensive to travel? I guess. I mean, it would probably be cheaper than a lot of other events if you have to end up going.
I mean, I could make it a day trip. If I go, I'll probably stay down there at least one night. Just because, like, my son, a few hours in the car is okay, but I don't want to do like 10 hours in the car with him in one day.
Yeah, that does sound rough.
Yeah.
My son.
Well, we will see each other for sure at some point this year.
Yeah.
At least a few times.
Yeah. And you'll probably hang out with us and do some of the stream from the ARC protest. I think.
For sure.
At least Lil and I have talked about that. I don't know if you know about it, but
I've mentioned it a couple times.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about it. Yeah.
I was assuming that you did.
I mean, I kind of told him he's honorary co-host. I mean, he can come on any damn time he feels like it. So.
Oh well, I will leave that.
Let's. I don't know. You guys probably seen me pass through a particular Discord server last night talking about a particular thing. You know what I'm on about here.
We were live for 2 hours, and then we recorded Candle in the Chaos 2 hours before that. So I was out of the loop yesterday.
You were there late last night. Yeah.
I mean, I was lurking in a couple chats, trying to keep up with some information,
Yeah. So, I was sitting and just kind of watching that whole thing go by and stuff, and I got to thinking about it, And
Mm-hmm.
I went and looked at this stream, and there's 4 active people in chat and 27 people watching the video. And are we not? Are we falling for? Are we falling for it here? Is that what's going on? Like, are we giving him what he wants?
Feeding the troll, so to speak. That thought has crossed my mind,
Yeah,
but
I
the
need
issue
some-
is the issue for me
Go
is
ahead.
it's more than light trolling. Like it's caused a lot of harm to a lot of people, and so
No, I agree, and I think like if somebody wants to say harmful things and you want to go and show that and talk about that and all that stuff, yeah,
right.
by all means, you should. The thing I was looking at is, and let's just be open about this, right? So, uh, a group of creators has decided to openly attack NanoCon this year, and other events as well. Like they've went around repeating we should cancel all the atheist events, which is the goddamn stupidest thing I've heard anyone say in response to any of this ever. Like, these events help tons of people, have been one of the most instrumental things in bringing people together and helping people and getting information to people that want that information.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the like the worst light, like that wouldn't make sense to do. Like you would
Yeah.
be compounding harm on top of harm if you did that. So that's kind of dumb. But like they say all these hateful, misogynist, racist, fucking crazy shit,
Yeah.
and it's like
On the regular.
there's only a few people that are keeping up with that anyway.
Yeah.
And like everybody else has pretty well seen through the bullshit at this point. Everyone that's going to, right?
Yeah.
And now we have this similar thing whenever we talk about apologetics and stuff, where we're like, oh, should you really interact with Ken Hovind or whatever? Well, the difference is Ken Hovind has like a fuck ton of followers and an audience and people that are watching. In this case, you have somebody that has next to no audience, and all the drama is being perpetuated and bringing him an audience. And I just, it's just a thought. I'm not bitching at anybody or saying anybody's doing anything wrong or anything like that. It's just,
some of it is just some of his antics are fucking hilarious, though, especially with that new creator. Oh my god! Talk about some
funny, and they're great, and they demonstrate a point. Like I'm not hating on any of that. I'm talking about the particular subject that like the whole like let's cancel these cons and all this stuff. Like
that's ridiculous.
Nobody's going to see that website. They sent their little letters to everybody they're going to see.
Well, and that's the issue, Joe, is he has no audience, and the people who are supporting him right now are just going to go down with the ship that he's on. You know, he's made it clear he doesn't care about I'm sorry?
Sycophants.
Yeah, sycophants is a good term. He doesn't want to see any of the other evidence that he could put into his overall conclusion. He's shut off to that. So at this point, I say let him fizzle out, but he is continuing to contact people to try to interfere with these events and shut these things down. So that's why I personally am still kind of keeping a tab on it. But you are right, Joe. It's wasting a lot of our time and a lot of our...
Do you think attendance at NanoCon is going to be in any way affected by this?
Not really, no.
None of those people go to any events. None of those people support any of this stuff. They have constantly been there to just bitch about anything and everything that they can. Sometimes, warranted and legitimate. Many times not. Or at least the way that it's handled has been completely fucking a disaster.
If it was just about the data, it'd be one thing. Like what actually happened. The way it was presented was unbelievably cringy and unprofessional. and just outright hateful at some points. Yeah, it was bad. But, you know,
Daisy,
I don't want to let nonsense like this rob us of what we're doing here and the time that we have, because it's not a lot of time to be in this community when you juggle the rest of your life, right? And I feel like this whole situation will come to a conclusion at some point, and everybody will move forward. I just don't want it to rob the entire community of months more time, right?
Yeah,
because that's sort of what it's doing at this point.
That's kind of how I feel about it. That's what I was getting at. Is like, is we as a community often focus on things that are helpful to other people in the community, people outside of the community, even those we talk to sometimes, and so much time has been spent on something that's not only not helpful to anybody, but is exploitive of a former member of this community's life. Like, and I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it, and maybe on air wasn't the right place to have this conversation, but
speaking of having this conversation, can we watch a really funny short that just makes me fucking... this is like the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, play whatever you want.
I have no idea who did it, but holy shit. Hang on. There we go. Hang on.
Shout out to Jay Bundy's laptop, whoever you are. A real legend.
No kidding. Yep.
I don't even know who you are. I don't even know you people. I don't know any of you. None. I know like Nitty. Like, shut up. You are not an atheist. Because I am your motherfucking God. And I'm about to burn down your entire fucking world.
Oh no.
Because I'm bored.
Try harder.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Very telling. You know, I mean, why would you? But in all seriousness, just real quick, you're bored, and the threats and the harassment and the hurt feelings and the broken relationships and all of that is because you're bored. I thought this was about women's rights. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy land we're dealing with him and that whole lot of them. So. Yeah, for
apparently
me,
I'm a fucking prophet.
Well,
I mean, in fairness, Lil did call this back in December that he would develop a God complex. So,
well,
yeah, the whole thing is crazy.
Years. I've called him a cult leader for like a year before any of this ever happened. But
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was my introduction to Dr. Bundy. I'm shocked that someone who's that educated on paper would stand by a conclusion so hard without seeing all of the data first. It blows my mind that this man teaches young people and can't look at all of the evidence before making his conclusion. Yikes.
Oh,
that's all I'm gonna say about him. It's you know, the whole situation is toxic, so I'm trying to stay out of it as much as I can.
There's definitely some purposeful misrepresentations going on of like believe the victim and stuff like
yeah.
He knows that's not what that means, right? Like he knows that's not
right.
That doesn't mean like in the face of evidence to the contrary. Like
right. Well, when you lies by omission and misrepresentation like that are the worst because there may be some truth to the story. Like everyone has said, no one knows what happened inside that stairwell because there was no one there. There's no cameras. There was two people. No one knows. No one's trying to speculate on that. All I can say is
people that were there, they don't know, right?
Yeah.
Not
right. Well, to a certain extent, right. You've had one side of that tell multiple different stories, but again, we don't know that. What we're looking at here is everything put together. And what Jay tries to do is he will take a little information, misrepresent it to twist the outcome to the point where it is essentially a lie by omission, not giving the full context, and it does misrepresent it. And then people, well-meaning but uneducated people on this specific topic say, oh, well, this makes sense. I've got to, jump on this side. That's what we're looking at happening here.
Yeah.
Well, I went and looked. I've just happened to get a notification from that particular server area, and I was like, what's this website? And I go look, and I'm like, it says we demand this, and I asked the question, who is the we? Like who is we, and why do they think they
about
are
5 people
to demand anything from NanoCon organizers? Like,
right.
An event happened, NanoCon reacted and called the authorities and did all the things, and they came to conclusions. So who is this we, and what puts them in a position to demand anything from anybody? You sent your little letters out to everyone, and they ignored you because they know you're full of shit. And then this whole and Maya did a stream yesterday about notaries and things like that, and another great stream by Maya.
Excellent video.
Without getting into the details of all this, because that's never really been. If you go back and watch anything that I've said about this, it's never been about the details of all this. It's been the problem of there's a group of people who have tried numerous times to cause problems within this community, and they've exploited this issue and somebody's personal life in order to do so, and in doing so made transphobic remarks and threats and things against people. The actual laws have been broken now. And it's like
none of them have even heard of libel and slander, defamation of any kind either. With some of the stuff being said, the whole thing is just going sort of off the rails.
Well, I mean, even like criminal laws, like forget any kind of civil thing. Like criminal laws have been broken. Whenever you start telling people if you care about your well-being, you won't say anything else about this. That's a threat. Like that.
Communicating threats is what that is. Yeah.
Yes.
Open and shut.
Just FYI, for some reason, this is not streaming on my channel. I don't know what that. Evemox was being weird this morning. But I'll upload it to my channel afterwards. I guess.
I can stop it and start it on your channel from here if you want me to. Just your channel.
That would be nice. I don't know exactly how to do that, so without screwing everything up.
Just a second. Let's see. All right.
Sorry, y'all. It's the tech gremlins from Apostate Assembly last night. They followed me.
I noticed the viewer count.
They follow you everywhere.
I think it has something to do with you, Lil, if we're being honest. I started hanging out with you, and then I start having all these tech issues. Just saying. They may be following you.
I noticed it's not... I can't start it back on yours.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal.
I feel like the regular viewers will see that it's not going on yours and come to Joe's, right?
Well, I'm not getting a viewer count either. Like, usually I can see who's watching. Hold on a second. Let me go check something real quick.
We're doing it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah. You guys can talk. And you don't have to talk about that stuff if you don't want. Like, I'm sorry to even drag you.
I'm seeing. No,
I was about to say there's been some news that's been going on for like the last 12 fucking hours or some shit that we might want to get to.
Well, I always kind of start the show just kind of fucking around while people get here and stuff, and like.
Sure.
It was something I just wanted to ask you guys because I trust your opinions and.
Well, here's my thing, and this is the only thing that will, do anything for me as far as Jay goes. He can reach out to me for my side of this. He can have my notarized letter, and he can weigh that against everything. Short of that, I have no use for him. And as far as outside of this conversation, like I don't, I will talk about it casually like this, but I'm not gonna feed the trolls any more than I have to. So. Well, that's my stance on the whole issue.
Also about something. Letters are not notarized, right? Signatures are notarized.
Right.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah, that part wasn't lost on me.
And if you have, like, I can go have my signature notarized and write 10 pages of stuff and attach it to the one paragraph where I've got or not even anything on there. They notarize that you signed it. They don't notarize anything
right.
with content.
Correct.
Yeah.
In this particular situation, anyway. Like, yeah. I've bought cars before, like, you know, and if you go buy a car off an individual, it'll be like you sign the back of the title and stuff, and then they sign it here and you fill out the stuff.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do all that in front of a notary. Now, I've bought several cars in the past where I just have them sign it. I take it to the notary, get it notarized after the fact. They don't even give a shit. That's like, a notary is one step above nothing.
Right, a handshake, right?
Yeah.
Well, to be clear,
you can get a stick figure drawing certified or notarized.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I think the representation here from them was this is, you know, gospel, right? This is basically perjury. If it's like being under oath. No, it's not.
Right. No,
and
it's not.
We're not going to sit here and let you misrepresent that as if that's, you know, what this is. It's not. It is not. It's not a.
It's called an affidavit. Like that's
correct. Correct. And it carries a felony penalty of perjury if you lie. But those two things are different, Jay. Yeah. So stop being a lying, dishonest person. Jesus. See, this is why I don't talk about it. This part right here, why I don't talk about it.
As a former
fires me up, boy.
Officer, right?
Yeah.
You're taking sworn statements from people, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, it's not. The notary never crosses our mind because it's not a legal, you know, requirement.
I'm sure at some time you've taken multi-page statements from people too, right?
Yeah.
And what has to be on each one of those pages when you do it?
A signature and initials all over the damn place. The paperwork is ridiculous for you know, that kind of thing, page numbers and making sure everything is initialed and documented. That's official legal business. Your little notary that you can, by the way, this is another thing Jay doesn't want to talk about, but it's possible to get stuff notarized online. I'm not sure how that process works, but those services are out there. So
I can go right now and in 5 minutes, if I want to pay the $40 or whatever, become a notary.
10.
Right, exactly. There's a lot of other options here. Photoshop is still a thing, and I'm not saying that's what happened here. But to sit here and say, oh, look, a scanned copy of a letter given by a third party with a notary on it, this must be gospel. Ain't gonna fly with a lot of us, dude. It's just not. I'm sorry.
It's just that even exists. Like, why is there a notarized document anyway? Like, because there were sworn statements wrote. And any victim or witness that wrote those statements would have access to them easily, right? Just make a phone call. Like, why are we looking at, like, why was there ever a document notarized, especially about this particular subject? And why was it all dated September 10th and then switched to February 25th? Because originally it was, do you have anything after September 10th? Because that's when this document was, before they showed it to everybody, right? Then when they went public with it was February 25th.
By the way, for some reason, Joe, your chat is not showing up on EveMux, but they did make a comment that I wanted to highlight that says, I am more inclined to believe that was staged, rather than to accept that it was an actual attempt on his life by some lone gunman. I completely agree with that. Kind of switching gears. Also, Dade sends a super chat, which says, here's another contribution to the art counter protest effort. He sends a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Dade. And he has also been a member for 12 months.
Let's go.
Oh.
So awesome. Thank you. We would bring it up on screen, but for some reason it's not showing it. So I don't know. But yeah. Can we shift gears?
I'm going and getting the pop out for that, guys, so I can see it.
Yeah, is that let me see if I can figure that out. Oh, there we go. Nope, it still don't work. Let me pull it up on YouTube so I can see it too. All right. Yeah, so the correspondence dinner last night, Trump has not shown up to any of them previously, and suspiciously shows up to this one. And then we have this event, and I am anxious to get your take on it, Joe. Me and Lil have talked this morning a little bit about it, but you know, I'll withhold my comment first and hear what you guys have to say.
So, yeah, he has not shown up.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Do you want to watch the thing first, or do you want to talk about it?
Okay, just to preface this a little bit, this is a clip from, it's a clip from, obviously, Mice Touch, but it's from Fox News. This is a Fox News host that was there who was on the phone with Fox News as this stuff was going down, and this is before like everything happened. So this is it's kind of interesting.
I want to just quickly tell you, I was sitting next to Caroline Levitt, the press secretary's husband. He was one of our guests. He was seated right next to me, and you know, right as the dinner was starting, you know, the national anthem happened, and then he kind of leaned over and said, you know, I watched you on TV, you do a great job. You need to be very safe. And he was just very serious when he said that to me. And he kind of looked around the room and he said, you know, there are some...
Sounds like we lost Aisha's phone there. And this happens, by the way, especially when you have so many people attempting to utilize the same cell service at the same time. I did want to add this. While we had a moment, I was just...
Yeah. So there's that.
How convenient,
and
right?
Then, yes. And then, let me... And then something else that popped up, which was, sorry, let me get it. This is also from,
yeah, this is wild to me.
Midas Touch, but this is a whole bunch of MAGA influencers that, within... I think they said within 9 minutes of this happening, all started tweeting about the fucking ballroom.
Yeah.
One thing we've learned in this administration is, like, that anything that's media influencers like that, it gets pushed out beforehand. I do not think I can't necessarily say that they outright faked all this, but it wouldn't have been hard to find somebody who had threatened to show up, somebody who had threatened to show up, threatened to do something, whatever, and just kind of let them through, but keep an eye on them.
Like a Patsy type situation?
Yeah.
Fall guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, they're already saying he's his social media is filled with anti-Trump rhetoric, anti-Christian rhetoric. They're already painting him as us. Yeah. Right? And this is I fear this is going to be used to further crack down on our free speech and, you know, possibly, you know, other rights that we have. But they're already painting that picture, you know, right now. So
Keep in mind too that this is that the way that this do what?
Usually their immediate response is, "This is look what the left has done to us."
Yep.
And it's funny we're not hearing that. So this must have obviously been a right wing guy, right? Like,
I don't know. I guess, you know,
usually it's my side is. Okay, and it's the left and the right usually. All right, so everybody goes to this and they're like, "Oh, it was one of ours." No, it's one of ours, and everybody's like, it's worried about whether it's their team or not. Now, nobody was actually shot. Is that correct? Or
I saw reports of shot.
I think a police officer. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the cops
This
at the
is
magnetometer.
This is so this is from a study done in 2025 from the fucking Cato Institute.
Yeah.
Right? This does not include 9/11. Just FYI, just because it was such a big deal, it kind of makes sense to exclude it. But if you look at it, the left was responsible for 10% of the terrorism deaths.
I've shown.
Look
I've
at the
shown
right.
this multiple
63.
times.
Yeah. This is from the Cato Institute, which is not remotely liberal. And a huge thing about this, too, is, like, it's one of those things. Of course, they're going to try to blame the left. People who know my history, this is the same exact thing that fascist regimes do. Is they will essentially know something's going to happen, allow it to happen, and then blame the side that they don't like to try and take rights and stuff away. They've been trying to angle on a reason to go after people who are anti-Christian. So, yeah, it makes sense. That is exactly like what's going on. So yeah, Van says, where was the Secret Service in all this? Yeah. Apparently same place they were in Butler, Pennsylvania. And an interesting thing about Butler, Pennsylvania is the fact that even hardcore MAGAs are like, there's something fucking fishy with this shit going on now. It's just, it's too perfect with the Iran war, the Epstein files, the questioning of what happened at Butler. Because the thing is like, the attempt at Butler did kind of boost his profile and did kind of boost his numbers a bit. He is
and his
kind
numbers
of a
are in the
trick.
trash right now.
He is a one-trick pony that when he figures out something works to boost his numbers, he's going to fucking do it again. Yeah. And I've heard conflicting I've heard conflicting reports on how easy it was to get in or how not easy it is to get in. But keep in mind that the Correspondence Dinner has been held at the same place for like freaking decades at this point. They haven't had this problem. And I was bringing this up to Seth, and Seth would know this too, that Obama had a ton of assassination threats. And it's not like presidents don't get assassination threats, but the people who wanted to assassinate Obama were fucking rabid about it. Like, way more than people were with Bush or even Clinton. I mean, they were just outright rabid. Same thing with Biden. They were fucking rabid.
Yeah.
And yeah, people hate Trump. You can't use that, well, people hate Trump as a, like, obviously he's going to have, you know, someone try and assassinate him. That's not the way this shit works.
Okay, let's just go with that for a second, though. If that's the case, why was security not doubled?
That's what I was
like. You can't have it both ways. If he's so persecuted and they're already popping shots at him and they're out to get him any 3 minutes, why is it not triple security and your strip search before you walk in the door?
Yeah,
you cannot have this both ways.
This is why I think it tends to be more of a patsy situation, because from what I've heard, and like I said, this isn't confirmed, it's just a couple different people who have said some stuff, is that the security was actually a lot more lax than it should have been for an event like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
but then you do have to weigh incompetency here too, right? This administration is I'm comfortable saying the most incompetent ever.
Oh, yes.
Look at Kash Patel. I mean, you know, who knows what kind of idiocy is running these departments and making these plans for security and things. Who knows?
Did you guys see the photo of like Hegseth after this happened? He's just walking around and smiling and acting like everything's hunky dory. They fucking knew this was going to happen. It's so fucking obvious. Yeah.
Got the press conference, not a
coolest thing he's ever seen. I said it was awesome.
Like
what? Dana White said that Dana White was there?
Yeah. They interviewed him as he was leaving the I don't want to say ballroom, the room, and he said, yeah, I was right.
He said it was fucking awesome,
right in front of Trump, and that was the most awesome thing I've ever seen. All these guys with guns started jumping out, and he was like, it was awesome, and it was the coolest thing I've seen, and like, all these right-wing influencers were like posing for fucking beauty shots and shit, like during and after all of this. Like, I mean, someone taking a pop at Trump has become so normal now that I guess they try to get a meme selfie in there for it. Like, look, the thing is like the go-to 9 minutes later of nobody better say anything else about the ballroom. Well, we're going to say something about the ballroom. So fuck you. But the, go ahead.
You brought up a ballroom, the construction of a ballroom after there was a presidential assassination attempt. That's the official narrative, right? That's the story.
Yeah.
You brought up a ballroom after the president was nearly assassinated. Y'all's story. That's weird. And like, right? Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. It doesn't belong in the same conversation.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that I've had to bring to a few people already. This is not a fucking White House event. It is not put on by the White House. It is put on by the White House Correspondents Association. It is a charity event that, like, a lot of the charity that goes for it goes towards, like, scholarships for journalists and stuff like that. It is a journalist thing. It has nothing to do with the fucking White House. There's no reason for it to be held at the White House.
So I see a number of people in chat have brought up like how slow they were to remove Trump from the room. Yeah. Apparently, Papal fell on his face after he got up. And then they had to literally like pick him up and drag him out of there because he's not capable of moving or speaking or thinking. But that's another topic. So yeah, they were kind of slow getting him out of there. Here's the thing, though. The ballroom argument is dumb because if police officers, Secret Service, all of these people cannot secure a room that they have secured for the last 30 years, what good is a ballroom going to do?
But here's why I think that, because I've seen people say like this is a distraction from the war, from the Epstein files, all that. But here's the thing: if you look at the shit that Trump has been focused on, he's been focused on the damn ballroom. He's been focused on the fucking arch that he wants to do. He's been focused on the fucking reflecting pool at the Lincoln Memorial. He is absolutely obsessed with his fucking like monuments to himself. He doesn't give a shit about anything else. And the fact that the courts literally just said, you can't do the fucking ballroom. You can do the bunker underneath it, but you can't do the fucking ballroom. And he has been outright raging about that since the moment that came down. So it makes perfect sense to me that the White House or somebody in the White House could have told all the mega influencers, hey, if something happens, immediately call for building the ballroom.
Well, here's a question. Like, security functioned as it was supposed to, because the guy went through the magnetometers, got caught with a gun, and that's when he started shooting. It did its job, right? And that's what it was there for, was to catch anybody before they go into that room. President Trump was never really under any real danger. And had this taken place in a ballroom with bulletproof windows and 10-foot thick walls, do you think and somebody shot a gun outside, do you think they wouldn't evacuate him from that room also? Because they certainly would. Like, there's protocols, and they all did what they were supposed to do.
I mean,
there's no argument.
and like with the Secret Service, like keep in mind, like there were, like I said, there were tons of threats against Obama. There were probably multiple assassination attempts that we don't know anything about because they never even got that far. The closest anybody got is they jumped the fucking fence and got like 50 feet into the fucking yard.
Yeah,
like,
right.
And that happens every few years anyway.
I mean, they shot through one of the windows at one point.
But like,
the thing is though, is if somebody is determined to do this, I mean, they're gonna get at least there's gonna be some place where they get to, right? This person was stopped at the security checkpoint, which was designed to stop people who are doing exactly what he was doing. So, I mean, to say that we need a ballroom because security did its job, means one of two things: either you're dumb and don't understand anything, or they didn't provide the security that they wish they would have. And so it's either a failure on their part, or which MAGA we're
ignorance.
We're not gonna.
I know, right? It's
and. Here's something that made me chuckle when I heard about it. So usually the White House Chief of Staff is the one who's like in charge of the Secret Service detail and like managing all that. Susie Wiles outright said, if anything happened, it's the boys, talking about Trump's about Don Jr. and Eric. It's their problem because they were the ones who took over the security detail.
Who hates Trump the most right now? It's not anyone on the left, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
It's the Nick Fuentes Nazi right that has it out for Trump the most right now, and is spreading the conspiracy theory that the Pennsylvania thing was fake. Like,
yeah, which I mean, he's not the only one. There are quite a few who's
the most dangerous to him right now. I would say it's that group. That's my opinion, of course. It's not based on anything other than Nick Fuentes.
I mean, like I just brought up, the Cato Institute, like their report, which I said is not a liberal organization by any stretch of the imagination, said the vast majority of the political violence in the U.S. is from the right. The vast majority of the rest of it is Islamic terrorism.
Right. So the Cato Institute...
There's a very, very, very tiny amount of it that's like leftist, but it's like far, 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 like way the hell leftist, usually. It's not...
Just
people like us.
The Cato Institute claims to be libertarian, right? And but they are very, very right-leaning libertarians. Like they are usually they are considered right-wing. Like they're people don't even mention that they're libertarian, but that's what they claim to be anyway. Just to be clear, so it's not. Yeah, you're right. It's no one from the left. It's this is a source that they have trusted. People on the right, they have trusted for a long, long time. And now that it says something that I've used this exact chart that you showed and argued this on a number of right-wing channels and things that you're wrong about this being the left and all this stuff. And you know, for a while the go-to thing is it's trans people and then it's you know it's illegal aliens, the go-to scapegoating. Whenever it's them, it's always been them. It's always been the gun nuts that are gun nuts. You know, like.
Although, of course, when they shoot somebody, it's because they were cleaning their gun.
Yeah.
And it accidentally went off. That literally just happened in Texas. That a father killed his daughter. And said, oh, like, no, I was cleaning my gun and it accidentally discharged. And everybody was like, no, that's not what fucking happened. And guess what?
If that happens.
He got off.
Good thing we can figure out the trajectory of bullets these days, right?
Yeah. Negligent.
Oh, it didn't matter in this case. He got off anyway.
It is, but, you know. Most people know to unload a gun before you clean it.
Right. And if you're cleaning a gun, the first thing you would do is clear the chamber and look down the barrel to see, if there's buildup and stuff. Like, look, I'm pro Second Amendment rights. I'm pro gun, right? I'm not a Second Amendment literalist like extremist. But I believe that in the sense that I also understand contemporarily what was the situation at the time that the founders wrote the Second Amendment. That it was meant to have guns that what they knew as guns at that time, which were mostly black powder rifles, to protect yourself from a tyrannical government. I'm surprised the Second Amendment people aren't against magnetometers as violating their Second Amendment rights to bear arms. But I digress on that one anyway.
Well, a couple other things that stuck out to me was the reaction to everybody in the room.
I mean,
anybody who's ever been inside of a building when a gunshot's gone off, it's loud. I mean, if nothing else, it draws attention. And there were people in that room on camera that could not be bothered. So, I guess before we move on from that, there's just a lot of questions that I have about what I'm seeing. I don't want to speak as if I know all the details because I clearly don't. I didn't know the guy went through a metal detector first. So, but I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff that I'm seeing right now that I'm going to need some big answers to swallow the official story, right?
And I will say, as far as the quote unquote official story, this is the one. I don't even want to call them administration. This is the one regime that we've had that's just like anything they do is fucking suspect at this point. Like from the get-go. Not like, wait a second, this isn't adding up after a couple years. Okay, so like with Bush, right? It took a couple years for people to be like, wait a second here. This, immediately after it happened, everybody's like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. And like I said, this is one of the things that fascist and authoritarian regimes do, is they will do this kind of shit to get support, or at the very least, if they can't get support, to try and grab more power, which is, looks exactly like what they were trying to do. And I've been outright, I've been concerned with the anti-Christian memo that was released like several months ago, because I'm like, this could go very, very wrong, and it could go very, very badly. Because I know people who have said, who are like Jewish and other stuff, who are like, oh yeah, well, it won't affect me. Yeah, it will. It's just going to affect the people who are openly atheist and openly anti-theist and openly anti-Christian to begin with. That's like, they're coming after me. That's what they're doing.
I mean, how hard is it to draw the line from anti-Christian, anti-Trump social media post or YouTube content to domestic terror group actively trying to gun down the president, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's right beside each other. And then we are, and I don't say that to take from people who have already gone through it because of whatever situation. But we, in that scenario, are on the chopping block. That's next.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Well, one of the conversations we had to have, on a side note here, organizing the art protest, one of the conversations I had to have with nonprofit organizations is, hey, we need to watch how we do this and stuff, because the DOJ from the Trump administration has said that they're coming after us, and they're looking for how we get money and trying to prosecute people and all this stuff. So we have to be very careful about, how we go about doing this and make sure it's all on the up and up, account for everything, even though that gets complicated whenever it comes to 501s. But there's a threshold, and even though we're not near that threshold, which is like $20,000, still everybody's like, well, we want to be very careful. I mean, when I talk to legal counsel, they're like, watch out, because if you mess up in any way, they're going to come after you. And so, yeah, it's a very real thing. They're trying their best to shut down any non-Christian or in this case, I see the ARC protest as both a political thing and a counter apologetics thing, So
yeah. I mean, like, me personally, like, one of my gigantic issues is separation of church and state. Like, that's where it falls for me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I know people in my life who are Christian, and it's like, and I've had to explain to them, it's like, this is why Christian nationalism is bad, because it ain't gonna be your version of Christianity they're coming after. Like, it's not gonna be your version of Christianity that's gonna win out. You're gonna be forced to follow someone else's view of it. I mean, there's 43,000 denominations. Like, which fucking one's gonna win out? It ain't gonna be yours.
Yeah. No, but even if it was theirs, like, within each denomination, it's the same thing. It doesn't change. Like, they all think each other's going to too.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not like, we say a lot, like the no true Scotsman fallacy, where nobody's the real Christian, right? I'm not that. It's those Christians or those pretend Christians or whatever, like, but that isn't just among denominations, I found. Like, and this comes down to something I've mentioned before, but every believer defines God into existence by their own moral framework, right? So they give God whatever, some of these descriptions of God are biblical. Some of them are like the Trinity isn't, but it's based in like church history. There's some of those things that are universally applied. Well, not even universally, but mostly applied. And then whenever it comes down to what that God wants and likes and doesn't like, and what is good and bad and all that stuff, which is the basis of invoking a God usually, it's all based on their own moral framework and how they prioritize those things. Some people prioritize theft as one of the worst things you can do. Some people don't. And the people who think it is, they think their God prioritizes it that way too. So God is actually just a projection of their own moral framework. So whenever and Christians are kind of known for being the worst hypocrites in the world. So whenever they look at other people within their own denomination, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. It's not even, it's not even like it's different in this case. No, it's the same.
I mean, this is even a point that I brought up last night, is even liberal Christians who are like, well, who are like, who are feminist, or, it's one of those things that it does not matter what flavor of Christian you are, you're cherry picking the Bible one way or another.
Oh, yeah.
You are.
There's no such thing as a biblical literalist.
No.
You can't. Claims to be a biblical literalist, but it only applies to the first few books or the first few chapters of Genesis. He doesn't live by the laws mentioned in the following books: Exodus, Judges, Numbers, all that. None of them are really that. It's not. It's cherry picking the Bible, but it's also cherry picking the attributes that they give God. Right, like just just a side note here. Next week on the 1st, it may end up being the following week. I'll know later today, but I'll have a philosophy bro creationist guy on who's actually one of the best talks I've had with a Christian, but like a nice guy and good at this conversation and all that stuff. But we'll demonstrate some of that in that conversation. That's kind of
nice
the route I'm going to take. I've been big on this whole thing about where like their values that they purport to support aren't actually the ones that they hold, and that you can show that. And so we're going to put that in motion too. And make somebody contradict themselves in real time. Not a debate, just a discussion. We're just talking. But still. But yeah, you're right about all that. Like and their position on those things that you talk about is subject to change under their never changing God. Because like, and I think we talked about this maybe last show or last week or whatever, but like use slavery as an example, right? The Christians used the Bible to support slavery. They used it to abolish slavery. They morality advanced in spite of it, not because of it.
Right.
So they have no real position. But that's what happens whenever you have this unfalsifiable, undefinable being that you're looking to. You get to just pick how you want it to, what you want to apply to it, and what you want to apply out of the Bible to your life, and all those things.
Yeah, it's literally a buffet. Fix your plate and go sit with the people that have the same plate. Y'all will all get along great.
Yeah.
Except the problem comes is when somebody sees that you have sushi on your plate and they have no sushi and they decide to flip your table over.
You shellfish eating bastard.
I mean, that's literally, that is the infighting within Christianity, Lil, to sum it up in 30 seconds. That's excellent. And it's sad to watch on one hand because it's people treating each other this way, but it is very amusing, I will say, to watch them eat each other over their own Christian doctrine. It's wild.
Yeah. Ember said
we have sushi, Ember. We're the ones who have sushi. Sushi is yummy.
Yeah, one of my favorite foods.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's I agree, Seth. It's like, from one point of view, the absurdity makes you just want to like face palm, for a while, and you kind of feel sorry that people can't see outside of the bubble that they've either been indoctrinated in or constructed themselves. But at the same time, it's like you can't look away from the horror show. Like, it is what it is. I guess they're gonna keep doing that same thing. It seems to be rapidly becoming more and more fanatical, though.
I feel like it has to be, right? They have to either double down and accept it, or they have to look at it for what it is and say, I was wrong. Let me see if I can correct my course. Like, at this point, the options, the two sides are more and more contrasted, right? So at this point, you got to piss or get off the pot. Is what my granddad used to say. So,
well, just the same as like, I forgot what I was going to say. My bad.
I've said it on here before. I've said it other places too. Is that I really think, as far as the Christian nationalist movement, this is kind of their last gasp at it, because like Christianity is falling in the United States. It's falling especially with the younger generations. This is their last gaps to try and get as many people falling in line as they possibly can. And like, this is one of the reasons why they're getting so much more extreme, because it's like, I saw there's one figure on it that says that out of Project 2025, they've been able to institute 50% of it. And I mean, if you've looked at it and looked at all the shit in it, it's fucking insane.
I'd say they're closer to 70-75%. But yeah, no. Project 2025.
There's a couple different trackers
but
for
nobody
it.
wanted to talk about Project 2025 after Trump got elected. It literally went up to everybody screaming about it to the moment of the election, and then when he started doing the actual things, nobody mentioned it ever again. But the other thing I was going to say about Christianity and the fanaticism is it's not sustainable, right? So, just the same as within Christianity, it requires that they have the punishment for not listening and the reward for listening, right? It's the same thing from the outside too. Like the Christianity's movement requires that we exist, right? There has to be those people that speak out against it, so they can have the persecution of the Christians and all that stuff. They have to have that because and all of this stuff, like whenever we're talking about political things and stuff, this is why they all became related suddenly. Is because MAGA, like whenever Joe Biden said that MAGA people are trash, right? Like that was the persecution that they wanted in order to in order to stimulate other fanatics to or people that were not fanatical yet into becoming fanatics for the movement. And
it emboldens the fanatics, the ones that are already there. Like see, listen to what they're saying about us. It's coming. It's time. It's lock and load, baby. That's the mindset of the ones who are already there. So yeah, very very accurate.
Well,
on that for sure.
Like within the Christian nationalist movement, right? What do they do? What do these Christian nationalist militias do? They're sitting and waiting for the event that'll kick off the apocalypse, so to speak. And I'm using an analogy there. They don't think that's the apocalypse. Some of them do, but like it's the same thing, right? They're looking for these things to say this is the thing that kicks it off. Look how terrible the world is today. MAGA's
dark times.
I think they use AI to do all this. Honestly, I really do. It has the footprints of AI all over it. Of how do you get a movement to become fanatical? How do we get all of these people to follow us in a religious way? Like I really do think that, because this is the shit that AI would tell you. Like do these extreme crazy things. Go say this crazy shit to get away from this other thing. Like I really do think that that's part of it. And I think that Trump's relationship with people who are in the AI industry, that existed before we got our hands on that. All that was already there, right? All the rich and powerful people already had access to these tools. And it would be stupid to think that they weren't using them, right?
Yeah.
Whenever the guy in Pennsylvania took a shot at Trump, the first thing that came out of it was AI had looked at this and his family is this and it was accurate, right? Like it was able to tell his position, his family's position. They were 97% likely to be Trump voters and all this other stuff, right? They were using those tools. They know what they're doing. Like there's now Trump is an idiot. That much is clear.
To
clarify, doesn't mean that he doesn't have people around him that are not. Most of them are, but
I mean, most of them are. There are a handful of people who aren't technically in the administration, but definitely have Trump's ear. That they at least in the realm of AI and tech and shit actually know what they're doing.
JD Vance is evil and weird and awkward and all those things, but he's not dumb. You can't say he's not in the same way Trump is.
This is why I've seen I've seen multiple people say like there's no way that that Vance would ever use the 25th Amendment. But here's the thing. He is absolutely a political animal. Keep in mind that he originally called Trump America's Hitler, and now he's fucking vice president. But he is politically savvy enough to know that there is no way in hell he is ever going to become POTUS unless Trump's removed. I am almost, I would bet money on it that he is making deals with cabinet members that say, something along the lines of, if you will vote to get him out, then I will keep you on.
Why did he convert to Catholicism?
Because he's a dumbass.
Why did JD
Who
Vance
converted?
JD Vance converted to Catholicism.
Yeah.
2009. 2019. And he wants to sit there and act like he can say that the Pope should not be commenting on matters of theology. Like, what the fuck? But here's the important thing to remember with Vance and being Catholic. He's a Catholic Christian nationalist, which is a kind of Catholic that most actual Catholics are just like, fuck them.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with his belief. I think it's...
No, it doesn't.
I think it's purely...
An angle?
Ever since JFK, Catholicism has ruled, right? Like, JFK was heavily criticized for being a Catholic, and many Protestants throughout the country were against JFK because he was Catholic.
Yeah.
And because his family was also in the mob. But, like, also famously Catholic.
Right.
So, since then, though, if you just look at the numbers, what percentage of presidents have been Catholic, right? Like,
but I mean, Biden was, so. But keep in mind, that's one of the things that Christian nationalists were just like, oh my God, we can't have him in there because he's Catholic. But here's the other thing. The Christian nationalists before, and of course, like, I mean, it really got going under Obama. But when Mitt Romney came in, keep in mind, most Christian nationalists will sit there and say Mormons aren't Christian. Like, and they cannot stand Mormons, say Mormons are as bad as atheists, blah, blah, blah. But they threw all their weight behind Romney.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, it just goes to show Christians, by and large, don't have standards. When it's acceptable to move them, they justify it as, it's for Jesus. Regardless of, if it's the right thing to do or not. So, we can't be surprised that that's how they do. But Mormons to us they were cult. That was a cult, and they were straight to hell in between the atheists and the Catholics, in the line. So, but I think when Christians are put in a position where they have to pick the lesser of two very clear evils, in Trump's case, that's when you just start seeing the really gross justifications of everything. Well, God uses imperfect people to do his will, and he's working through him, even though he's not perfect. That's when you start justifying all the disgusting stuff.
Right.
That's when it gets worse.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the how many times you prayed for a thing that didn't happen versus when it did, right? Like, so they'll say, well, I prayed for so-and-so to get better, and they did. Well, how many times did you pray for things that didn't come true, right?
Right.
You don't
counting your hits and ignoring your misses.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I find it really one of the things that draws me into having a political show and talking about politics all the time is this relationship between religion and politics now. Yeah, that has always existed, or at least in modern history has existed, but it changed with Trump. Like.
Yes.
Because it started changing before then, and it really started ramping up with Obama. But I mean, even then, like, with Trump, it's just like, here's a guy. It
took a hard turn with Trump.
It's about vibes and not policy, right? And that's kind of the thing. Like, you have to just have faith that his vibes are what's good for the country, because his policies suck. And nobody likes them.
Yeah, and they're the ones that want to shout facts over feelings.
But they still support him, right?
Yeah.
Even though Trump has this high disapproval rating, be careful of that. Because that doesn't... Just because they disapprove of all these things doesn't mean they won't vote for him.
Yeah. I mean, he literally, just this week, literally hit the lowest approval rating of any president since it's been tracked. He is lower than Bush was by like 3 points, which is just insane. So is DJ Vance.
Iraq.
Yeah, he's got the lowest approval rating of a VP. Melania does. Like, most of the cabinet has, like, they all have the lowest approval rating ever.
Melania is a movie star. Don't you say anything bad about that.
She put on quite a shocked face last night.
Bitch.
She was the only one that looked remotely shocked. Yeah.
I don't believe
I think he just called her the best actress ever recently or something.
Oh, they'll probably
Don't you know?
give her an Oscar. Watch and see if watch and see if they don't.
They took my Oscar.
It's made of gold too, and you know he's going after that, right?
It's got to be for him. He's got to have everything gold plated. Definitely not creepy or culty.
Yeah, I think we.
Kip's raising hell about something.
We should make up an award to give to him and see if we can get him to come get it.
Speaking of making up an award, with FIFA making up the Peace Award, so there's been a bunch of countries that have come out and like told their citizens don't even bother going to the U.S. Like they're like the FIFA Cup in the U.S. is like turning into a complete and utter disaster.
Is my audio better now, Amber? I turned it up a little bit. Seth is super loud and I wasn't loud enough. I had my audio turned down from the last stream, so let me know if that helps any. Also, it'll help if I point my mouth hole at the microphone. But yeah, we should make up an award to give to Trump.
He gets all of them. What are you talking about?
I mean,
just give every award ever to him. He's the bestest.
I think he wants to give himself the Congressional Medal of Honor, right? He wants a medal of honor.
Like,
I'm a little upset that we don't get to watch him walk around with a maxi pad stuck to his face or something for, a week and a half. That was amusing. That was a little, one of the small details I missed, the second time around.
We could have had the doppers and the ear tampons at the same time. Like, yeah.
The funniest fucking thing too about Trump walking around is they want to sit there and claim like he is the pinnacle of like masculinity. Son of a bitch wears more makeup than I do.
He wears more makeup than anybody does.
That's all the makeup.
I wonder. I don't even know if his makeup comes off completely at this point without like a chisel. Like, And I, I've talked about this before, but I think I think there's some stuff going on, some prosthetic stuff going on underneath his makeup too.
Yeah, might be. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to be able to prove that, and he has some of the best people putting that stuff on. So it's not always as visible as others. But if you watch him talk, the left side of his face on camera is. There's something going on underneath the makeup and stuff. Don't you shush people. Yeah. Get them on camera. Bring them in here.
There was there was a photo the other day.
He's on the bed.
Okay.
That he has like massive like swelling on the left side of his face. What it looks like, and somebody had pointed this out, and see my grandmother and stuff go through this, is honestly it looks like he tripped and fell and hit something. And like got his face busted up. Either that or somebody hit him, which that I would have paid money to see that. But
it would match his purple hands.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just call him Purple Hands from now on. His little purple fingers. I'm sorry, sidetracked. So. Back to the other thing though, right? Like why is it within 9 minutes everybody thought the answer to this was ballroom? There's obviously somebody that said, there's somebody giving orders here, or putting that idea out there immediately.
That came from somewhere. But Lil brought up a good point too. The event's not held there. So what's he just going to say from now on? It's going to be held in this ballroom, whether you like it or not. It's a private organization.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is he just going to come in and say, "No, I'll handle this now"?
Well, after the hundreds of millions of dollars that he's spending on it, they damn well better hold it there.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is like, yeah, it's not a fucking White House. It's not even a fucking government event. It is a private event held by the White House Correspondents Association.
Did you
That's
see
what I'm saying.
Kimmel's alternative correspondence dinner stand-up jokes that he did on his show? It's worth a watch. It's pretty funny. He makes a lot of jokes about Trump. I noticed Modest Touch has been heavily covering Trump falling asleep again.
Yeah.
Which he's been doing for some time.
For anybody who has, for anybody who's been around someone who has dementia, I was a caretaker for my grandmother who had Alzheimer's. Like, the signs that he's showing are just insane. And they are the ones that my grandmother were showing not long before she passed. So.
Oh yeah, Trump's days are numbered, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And he knows it, and he spoke about this a lot, right? In many of his speeches, he goes out and talks about, I don't know where I'm going when I die. I
can take a guess.
Going to heaven.
He's probably the first person that I actually wish there was a hell.
Yeah. Something funny earlier today, my son, he was asking, so I buy like 2 liters of pop, and you guys know what pop is, right? Like, and I pour it into like an empty water bottle, and that way, 2 liters notoriously go flat and stuff, right? So, and I don't drink a ton of pop these days, but he was wanting a drink of pop, and he said, give me a drink of Mountain Dew, and he sat there for a second, and he said, in God's name, give me a drink of Mountain Dew. And he's 7, so that was fun.
Pop is wild.
It's, maybe, I don't know, maybe some people don't see the humor in that, but I live in a very red religious area, so.
Yeah, it's just funny. We don't say pop down here at all, and to hear other people say it that like it's normal, it's just a crazy culture difference. So.
We either say soda or Coke.
Yeah. Soda.
Yeah, so it's soda for us. Van's question, like we were talking about, hopefully, well, I don't want to wish that on anybody, but at some point in the near future, the big, beautiful obituary will be a thing, and I don't think Trump will be around to claim ownership. Yeah. We can't put the chat on the screen, but the question's basically, is Trump going to try to claim the ballroom after he's out? And I don't think Father Time's going to allow for that, to be honest.
It wasn't the Saudis that gave him the plane. It was Oman that gave him the plane.
Oh,
so,
is it the plane?
Yeah. Well, there's that, but
it's sort of 2 questions.
But the question said how future presidents will use the ballroom. As of right now, the ballroom is indefinitely on hold.
I thought Qatar
by the courts. I thought it was Oman. It might have been Qatar. It was one of those 2. I know it wasn't Saudi. But
I'm gonna try. Let me see if I can do something about the chat here.
It might have been Qatar. I think it was Qatar, maybe. I mean, there's so much fucking corruption with that. Really. Yeah, there's so much fucking corruption in the Gulf states of. Okay, in the Gulf states with them giving to his crypto coin and giving his family deals and all that shit. Like it's. Okay, yeah, Qatar was a plane donor.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter, honestly. I wonder how future presidents will use the ballroom. Oh, yeah, that's what you read. Okay. Sorry, I was catching back up in chat. Qatar. Yeah, no, I don't think that's the pronunciation. I'm going to disagree with that one. Yeah. Anyhow, well, I mean that all of that is just more examples of the corruption and stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Like there was this story, and I forget, was it Midas Touch who put this story out about the foreign guy who's suing Trump over the crypto for $73 million, $75 million, because he was being investigated by the SEC under Biden, and so whenever Trump released his crypto coin, this guy donated 45 million and then another 30 million, and the thing went away, and now he's trying to sue the Trump administration or the board of that crypto whatever, and he says in it, he says that they threatened to take legal action against him if he didn't donate more money. And they won't let him have his money that it's not donated, it's invested in crypto, right? But they froze his money and won't let him have it. And they've threatened to reopen the SEC investigation if he doesn't add more. I mean, this is corruption, right? That's
yes. It's not definitionally extortion, or if I missed something, I don't know.
No, it is for sure.
I mean,
but and it's yeah. Bush knocked down the towers. Oh boy. I used to be a 9/11 truth movement person, okay? Alex Jones and all, right? I was a big Alex Jones fan.
I ain't touching this one.
But hey, listen, Joe. I was right there in the exact same boat.
Yeah.
And I will say, for the sake of everyone, we're gonna not bring the rest of this conversation up with Lil, because it will take a long time.
Maybe
and it will be feisty.
Have that talk one day.
Me and you definitely can. Theo, holler at me, and we'll talk. And yeah, Lil has, and I love and respect Lil's opinions. I just want to say that on record.
Oh, sure.
But
sure. Listen, I met Lil. Look, I met Lil because of that whole thing we talked about in the beginning, right? Like that's right. I had seen Lil around a little bit, and I knew Jess was doing some stuff, and I think like Jess had even done some stuff with Lil on this Evie Mux account before we ever met. Like
we did Reasonably Crafty.
Yeah,
Crafty.
Yep. And so when Lil and I first talked, it was about the other thing, but like I had brought up maybe Robin was leaving or whatever, and we had a little bit of a political discussion and things. And as soon as I talked to Lil, I was like, "Hey, you should come co-host this show with me." Like, because Lil, like, not only were we in agreement on things, but I found out that she had a background in understanding like the Nazi movement and all those things, and that brought a lot of value to it. And then like just she was good at articulating what she wanted to say about it, and I was like, let's do this show. And this show, I mean, for me anyway, I feel like has been a big success. Like
I love doing this. This is like one of the highlights of my week, so I love doing it.
This is one of the shows that generally I prepare for and bring clips and stuff and have things that we're going to talk about. Not always, but
but like we don't need to, because we can. I want to talk about, just for anybody who does not know, I am a historian, so I do have the history of Nazism and the Holocaust and all that stuff. But I've also followed politics for 26 fucking years.
Yeah.
Like in depth. Like I started with the 2000 election and followed it in depth and followed it all the way through. So I'm a political junkie, and I've actually done politics professionally for about 14 years too.
So of the two of us, Lil brings all the quality to the show. I just talk shit, right? Like I'm just
trust
good.
me, I live it every day. I'm like, she's way smarter than me. cooler than me. I don't know. I'm just sitting here learning, and I'm just saying.
No,
I like it. I like learning from smarter, more attractive women. That's another topic.
I think that. So not always, but sometimes I have a way of looking at things in a perspective that maybe other people don't think of. And I think some of that comes from my upbringing here, much the same as yours, right? In a very right-wing, Christian nationalist, religious, hardcore religious area. And Lil's got that too, don't get me wrong. But
yeah.
That and being left-handed, I think makes me think different. And so Lil and I play well off of each other, and we have good conversations, and I enjoy doing this show, and it's been a lot of fun. Whenever we have guests on, it's great. Hell, Seth, I would have you on every week if you had the time to do it. Of course. We would just have the three of us have a panel every week and talk about what's going on. But
and that may be a possibility once we get moved after June, mid-June for sure. Well, I appreciate that. That would be awesome. Yeah.
And even if you guys are together and you just chime in or whatever, you're welcome to do so. I think that you and I have very similar experiences with a lot of this stuff, and we've obviously sat down and talked in person before, and got to know each other and stuff, and I think we're on the same page with a lot of things. And so, you're an ex-cop, which kind of rubs me the wrong way, but
Listen, man, I got a past I can't change. Some of it good, some of it bad.
I'm an ex-con, so
it brings perspective, and I appreciate. Oh, Dade has just found out. Dade, just send me a message. Don't unfollow me. I'll explain. He's
the police.
I've been out for 7 years. It's okay, Dade, I promise. I do want to say one thing before we move past this. You speaking of, what the incident we talked about earlier has sort of brought a silver lining. I want to say thank you personally to Jay Bundy, because Jay Bundy, through his antics, are what you see now between me and Lil. Our relationship came from this nonsense because of our interactions together, brought together by Kelly King. Shout out to Kelly King, Detroit Atheist Queen. But
and AJ.
Jay Bundy's nonsense, supporting role for sure, AJ. But Jay Bundy has essentially facilitated a wonderful, healthy, happy relationship. And from the bottom of my heart, I just wanted to say thank you, because I know he'll watch this stream. So
it's shown
silver lining
in places of that part of the community and brought other people in the community together, right? And shown that we are stronger than what they thought we were, right?
Right.
And
hey, he's also the reason I'm on Politicality. So
yeah, I mean, I've lost some friendships too over this. PC is somebody who I considered to be one of my dear friends who did me pretty dirty and has taken part in a lot of this. It's Tsumami. I loved Tsumami, even though she was like abrasive and all those things. Like I understood her and all those things. I hate that so many friendships have been hurt and lost and things over this. But at the same time, it's like, what do you do? Like you put me in a position to where I cannot. Because look, that whole thing about people not actually supporting the values they claim to, that I'm not that person, okay? I'm very transparent, very genuine, and very open about how I feel, what I think about all these things. And you put me in a position to where is my friendship with you, is it worth me going outside of who I am to am I willing to forget about all these things, the threats and the transphobic things, and I can't look at my friends that I care about in this community in the eye and tell them I care about them, and at the same time have that stuff around and going on and being friendly about it. You know, like it's just it put me in a position to where I had to do what I did.
To be honest, like this whole situation, it kind of reminds me of people I know over the past 10 years who have voted MAGA, and I've said this before. 2016 to a fairly large extent, I can kind of forgive that one. It slightly depends, but I can forgive it. 2020, I have a much harder time doing it. 2024, I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, I don't care if you were my best friend. If my best friend voted for Trump in 2024, we're done.
Yeah, we don't
point blank period. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing though. Like, it hurts to have those things happen, whether it be this thing or Trump or whatever, right? And it's not like I wanted any of that to happen. But do you know the thing that tells me that I made the right choice is because what all these people did was they went and then they made personal attacks about I'm too poor that I shouldn't be smoking or whatever. Like their first go to was to go and make personal attacks against me rather than talk about anything that I said or why this happened or any of that. Jay Bundy, when he came on this channel, over and over and over, I tried to get him to address why he lied. He refused to even admit that he lied, even though I was showing it in real time. Like he refused to address his address of they're making threats and stuff was you're being a racist and taking the words of a mixed person and like what the fuck? What the actual
deflection. Not the point. Answer the question, Jay. Yeah. Why are you lying, Jay? And then it's deflection. Yeah, I mean, story checks out.
Yeah, so
it's been going on for months.
It tells me that I made the right decision in the end. And you know, I started this channel with Azzo as my co-host. Loved the guy to death, cared about him, even though he's a Republican, like held some crazy ideals and stuff. Cared about the guy. He put me in a position to where I could no longer do it. And what's the very first thing he went and said about me after we split ways? Joe's over there sucking dick, is what he went and said. You know, like and it was in a transphobic connotation.
Yeah,
is what he was saying. Stephanie Helms continued to stand up for Azzo, and he called her a Nazi. Even after calling her a Nazi, she stood up for him. And he just continued this stuff. And it's like along the way we take those lumps and we learn those lessons, and it's hard and it's emotionally taxing, you know, like you know, I said on stream and was trying my best to hold back tears talking about some of the things that went on. Didn't do a very good job. But like these things have to happen though. I mean, like eventually all of this works itself out. The as they say in the South, the cream rises to the top. It's you know, and I hate it, and it's one of those things that makes me not even want to do this anymore. Like, but there's a bigger picture here. There's a bigger reason.
I mean, it's one of those things that, like, I've seen where people, especially certain people, just want to absolutely tear down the community. But the rest of the community, man, we're going strong, and we're just keep doing our thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to stop us from doing it. Well, nobody's going to stop us from doing that.
My past as a creationist and a drug addict and being in prison and jail and all that bullshit, like I could sit and feel pity for myself that all those things happen, or I can take those things and leverage them to my advantage and use them to do better here. And so I'm going to do that with all things. Like I'm going to try and improve my position and my effectiveness at communicating these ideals because of those things, in spite of them. Like it's you can't take me down, bitches. But
I mean, and this is one thing that I said last night that I love about this community is we all obviously have we all obviously have things in common. Like, we're all, for the most part, we're all atheists, or at the very least skeptics. But the thing is like how we arrived at that is different, to the point that we all bring different perspectives, but all those perspectives tend to kind of meld into it melds into a cohesive community, and this is the best community I've ever found.
Sure.
And it's fantastic.
That's the thing that hurts about it, right?
I recommend making Data moderator.
Yeah.
I think well,
I will make you one on my channel too, Dade.
No, go ahead.
We have to have a conversation about that, because my moderators are special. I'm not against making Data moderator, but I need to know that he wants to be a moderator. Is the thing. Like,
he just asked.
Oh, did he? I can't see.
Yes.
The chat, right? When I do anything in the stream, it hides the chat. So like,
yeah, he said, bro, would you be so kind as to appoint me moderator?
Yeah, give me just a second, Dade.
Excuse me.
By making you a moderator, Dade, I'll also be
excuse me.
I'll also be adding you to a private group on my Discord server, which I know you're there, and just what gets talked about in those private rooms stays in those private rooms. That's really the only rule about that. But we'll talk more about it later, Dade. I will make you a moderator now, and we'll speak about it here soon.
You are on my channel. So,
I'm working on it, right?
Not like my channel needs a whole bunch of moderation, but
well, see, I used to like just make, my friends moderators, everybody who wanted it, like whatever. And I had to go back. Some things happened. Damn.
Yeah.
Some things happened, and it relates to the whole Azo story and stuff, and I had to rethink my moderation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picky with my moderators. It's only people I actually trust. So,
well, I'm not trying to like brag or be like show hubris here or anything, but like as the channel got larger, it became. Why did it close? Oh. As the channel got larger, it became necessary for me to make some changes to it, and yeah.
That's a fair point. Van says that we may possibly need a producer at some point so that the three of us can actually talk and let somebody else do this. So send your applications to Joe at The Thinking Atheist. Resumes.
It doesn't pay anything.
Yeah, there is no pay. You're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. So just, transparency right up front. Name of the game over here. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Now, do you know, guys, for the longest time, I produced this show from the computer and streamed from my phone at the same time. Like, I was doing both.
That's crazy.
But it's the only way I could do it. Like, as you can see, my camera sucks. Like, the quality of the picture, the frame rate, and all that's just awful. Like, my iPhone is like 10 times more powerful than my desktop computer. And so, yeah. But one of the things, though, whenever I produce from the computer and use my iPhone, is because there's a member of the panel that's using a mobile device, it limits what you can do with certain things. But but yeah. Dave Murphy, you are a moderator.
Woo!
But yeah. And like, even like, so PC used to be the oh, all of a sudden I'm getting a viewer count. Maybe somebody's watching.
By the way, Kip, that's me. I hate Nazi. Like, the funny thing about me is I have such. I own nothing that is red simply because it reminds me too much of Nazis. Like, I can't wear red. I can't do it. Don't do red.
Probably from the years of looking at all the pictures you've had to look through.
That and then the red hats. Can't do it. Have like a handful of red yarn, but that's for projects for other people.
Makes note, don't buy anything red.
You will never see anything red.
Yeah.
Well, this is going completely off the rails. I thought this was supposed to be a political show.
Nah.
This is politicality. It's cut from a different cloth.
Yeah, this channel has always been just whatever the hell happens. Like, the beauty in the way that I do shows is that there's very little preparation or outline or any of that, right? Like, I don't know what questions I'm gonna ask. I don't know what things I'm gonna say. I often know what the other people are gonna say, but that's a different thing. It's always done in a way that it's like, this is who I am. This is who these people are, because I think whenever you over prepare for things like this, it makes it seem like a trained monkey show.
You don't want it to come off as too produced, you know.
Yeah.
I took some inspiration from your style and other people's style with doing the live streams I've started doing. So it's just a lot of fun to not have to have all the pressure of a structured, conversation. So, and you just kind of mastered the art.
Well, I don't know if I've mastered anything, but
in fairness, you have put out some pre-recorded content on like some mega pastors and stuff like that in the past that have been, up there with everybody else too.
I didn't even know there was like a community behind all this whenever I started making content, right? Like I watched tons of the atheist experience on all those old debates with Hitchens and Dawkins, Krause and all those shitty people. Like I'd consumed so much information and content, but I always closed the chat so I could just watch the video, right? And it wasn't until I started making content that I started going in chats and saying hi to people, because now I had a channel and I wanted to, people to see the Kentucky Atheist name and whatever, And then I started meeting people, and it wasn't until I got to like close to 500 subscribers that I live streamed. And once I started live streaming and people came and talked to me and met me and stuff, I was like, hey, I've met some really awesome people. Ember was on one of my first live streams. Dave, I forget who else, but I started meeting people in this community, and that grew as I did more live streams and stuff and visited other people's streams, and that became then the thing that I focused on and cared about, right? Like, I can make televangels videos and crap, like, but there's a million of those out there too. Like, I just cuss more than most people is all. It's I don't know. I just found a different side of it, and that's kind of where I felt like I fit in better. Making those videos, I was putting a week's worth of work into each video, trying to get one out every week, and and that sucked. Having to sit and listen to Kenneth Copeland or somebody say the same shit over and over and over to edit video.
It's a
grind.
Stuff.
It just became very taxing, and so and
I made the joke last night on Posse Assembly that Seth tortures me with like horrific preachers, and you torture me with Trump videos.
Yeah. Well,
she's getting both sides.
I have a split view on that. Like, I don't like to ever even put Trump on and to hear him speak, but I mean, he is the president. And sometimes he's the one like that perpetuates all this hate and stuff within his base, and so sometimes we have to hear the things that he has to say, and I hate it too. I hate sitting and listening to that dipshit talk, like, but sometimes it becomes necessary, I guess.
Yeah,
it's,
and we
it's
find out with
like,
a lot of people.
Well, it's kind of like debating creationists and stuff too. Like, I've done some of that, and it's like, I already know your 2 or 3 arguments you're going to make, and here we are just listening to the same shit again, and I'm going to fucking destroy your arguments, and you're going to act like I didn't and move on to something else. Like, I know what's going to happen. But sometimes if I feel like there's a point to be made, or like if there's there's like a reason for it usually, like and like this guy Adam that's going to come on, I encourage everybody to go talk to him. He's wrong. I mean, don't get me, he's wrong about the things that he says, and I'll show that, but like, he's a nice guy, and he's trying. He believes what he's saying. Like, he's it's not one of those where they're dishonest and an asshole and stuff. Our conversation, numerous Christians messaged me after our conversation and said it was one of the best conversations they've ever seen between an atheist and an apologist. Like, because we were able to sit and talk our way through it and be reasonable, and he admitted whenever I said things that stopped him, and I did the same, which
I mean,
kinda, but
I mean, my whole strategy, if I'm talking to somebody who disagrees with me and I know for a fact like they're outright wrong on whatever, I mean, I'm talking like, not, and I don't want to say opinion, because some of this stuff happens to be human rights, but stuff that's just factually wrong, like anti-vaxxer shit. The thing I'll ask them is, what piece of evidence will convince you that you're wrong?
Oh yeah,
they tell me that piece of evidence. I present that piece of evidence, and then if they will still sit there and be like, "Well, yeah, but," then I don't even bother, because there's nothing else.
That's an excellent question, and you should always ask that. But one of my favorites is to say, well, because like, I take the Bible, and if you watch, I bring up the problem of deception, and that I can interpret the Bible as Yahweh is the devil, the Bible was written by the devil, and all those things. Like, if I give your precept and then I go through the Bible, I can interpret it this way. So the question is, once I get there, your interpretation is that it's this, and mine is that it's this. How do we decide who is right, and by what methodology do we arrive at that conclusion? And that's my go-to question. That's the one I like to ask. But what you said is a very good question too, and a very good question to ask in the very beginning. Like, what would I have to? What thing would make you think you're wrong about X? And you can kind of bring in street epistemology to that too, right? So, look, I don't claim to be great at arguing with these people or anything like that. But what often happens with me is they treat me like I'm stupid because I have a Kentucky accent, and I don't articulate the greatest in the world. So they treat me like I'm stupid. But then whenever we get to talking, they find out that I'm not. At the very least, I'm not stupid. I'm not saying I'm an expert or knowledgeable more than anyone else, but it's often just common sense things. Like, I don't have to ever bring up like the history of the anonymous authors of the Gospels and all that shit. Like, we can talk about that, obviously, but like all of those things that I've learned about it makes me just make common sense assessments of what they're saying, and based on that other stuff, right? If they're going to pre-sup, I'm going to do it too.
Yeah.
Not in the same way though.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's a great question, Lil, and you should ask anybody that you're talking with about any subject, right? Like if you're disagreeing with somebody, what is the defeater for your argument? Like what would be the thing that defeats the argument that you have? And so often, one of the problems with the God question though is that it's unfalsifiable, right? So you're going to get a big nothing from them usually, but you can use that, right? Like then you get into tactics of how to have these conversations, which I rarely use. I just kind of, like with Kent Hovind, I had tactics. I knew what I was doing with Kent Hovind, and I did it on purpose. Like, I didn't need to prepare for his arguments and stuff because I was just going to make him say over and over the absurd things that he believes after calling science absurd, right? And then I don't have to
let the point prove itself.
Yeah. I don't have to point out that the thing he said is absurd. Just let him do it. Like I don't have to say anything.
Exactly.
Just keep making him say absurd thing after absurd thing. Eventually, that is going to pique the curiosity of one of his followers in the audience who's going to go look into the absurd thing he said and find out he's wrong, and then go down that rabbit hole of what else is he wrong about. And that was kind of the goal there. It's not the most fun thing to watch. It's not the most provocative debate or anything like that, but it I feel like it was the way to reach the goals that I was trying to reach. So that's how I did it. But yeah.
Nope. Sorry.
But yeah.
There's my one.
Often you find that people that hold extreme positions is usually like whenever I talk to this crazy MAGA fucker down the street here, he's always, the first thing out of his mouth is Joe Biden and them committed all these crimes. And I'm like, what crime? Who committed what crime? Like, be specific. And whenever you ask the person, because they'll do this all the time, right? That these people were bad and they were awful for the country. What people? Like, who said that? And what policy? Like, make them be specific about it, because rarely do they have a specific example.
No, that is it's a weasel word, right? Like this ambiguous authority that is doing or saying a thing, and then when pressed on it, there is nothing. That's why I will pick at it sometimes and say, do you see them in the room with us? Can you show me on the doll where they touched you? Yeah. Like, isn't real. They is in your head.
Yeah. The, who is it? The English guy with the long hair, Stephen Wolford.
Yes.
I don't know if he's English actually, but, not good with accents. Anyhow, he does a video where he's talking about this Jubilee interaction, and the person says, well, they called us Nazis, and the left has called us Nazis. And he says, the person that's debating responds with, who called you Nazis? What person among the left administration or on that side of government, like, said that? Not some vague person on YouTube said it. That doesn't matter, right? Like, what person in with some kind of power called you a Nazi? And they had no response to that, because and that's always I mean, again, this gets into tactic, right? Like it's you don't really, I mean, it's just important to think about what is the question they're asking, what are they claiming, like what, and then make them explain exactly what that claim is, which should always be the thing, right? You want to claim all these things about politics, religion, whatever the question is, right? Well, tell me what these things are and explain them to me, like because it falls apart immediately, right? Like, make them destroy their own argument.
Yeah, it's a very effective tool.
Well, that's just that's how I play. I like street epistemology too. I think street epistemology is one of the best ways to have non-confrontational talks with people you disagree with on any topic.
Totally agree. And to answer Dade's question in the chat, what's the last book you read? Steve Jackatis, Humanity from the Heart, on the topic of humanism, on the topic of street epistemology. Excellent book. So, good question. Dade reads a lot. And so I saw it and I wanted to plug Steve's book because it's an excellent approach to arguments, but it's also a really good approach to life. So,
mine was Barabbas Jones, the one about Jesus being an asshole. I can't remember the title of it. I have to look, but
I love that book.
Yeah, Jesus being an asshole.
Yes.
Yeah. But hold on, let me look up the title because I don't want to.
I do have to say, since I mentioned Kip's book, God's Propaganda, that Kip has written no books, but this Kip might have. So.
There it is. Yeah. It's called The Case Against Jesus, the Most Overrated Figure in History. That's the last book I read. Pretty good stuff. Barabbas came and stayed at my house here about a week and a half ago. He has a bus that he's converted into a home, like has all wood paneling in it, and a bed and bathroom and all that shit. Like
I love that.
He parked it outside here and stayed at the house overnight on his way to Charleston, West Virginia. But yeah, good book. We did a show about it here a while back. I haven't read a lot since then. I've got 2 books I need to read, but
yeah, I've got a laundry list of books I need to read.
So that Adam guy from Truth Over Tea wants me to read some philosophy book, and I'm kind of dreading that. That's mind numbing. Like,
yeah, I don't do philosophy. Like, I'm sorry, but like philosophy bores the hell out of me.
Yeah. So here's the thing: philosophy itself is used in everything. It's one of the most important tools in science. It's it's a big part of everything. Like everything has some philosophical meaning. But whenever you start talking about philosophy, the tool itself, and how it works, and coherent statements and premises and all that shit, like give me your syllogism, all that bullshit, like it gets a little silly, right? Because it's the wrong tool for the job. And we've talked about that a number of times here about philosophy is a great tool for eliminating those things that don't follow, those things that are incoherent, but it's a really poor tool for telling you the truth about anything without physical evidence or it tells you what's possible, not what's probable. Have you ever heard the many worlds argument from a theist? So if it's possible that a God can exist in some world, then that God does exist in some world somewhere, right? Like this is similar to almost all philosophical God arguments. That was a really poor way of making the argument, by the way, but there's a whole syllogism that they go out, like worlds could happen in many possible ways, right? Like the world could go and in some place somewhere these possibilities play out, right? Like so if there's all these possibilities, and it is a possibility that God can be there, then God does exist in some place. And
if he's omnipresent, then he's got to be everywhere. He can't not be somewhere, right?
Right. He has to be in all of them, actually. But and there's many flaws to this, but the thing I always go to is, what if I replace God with Bigfoot?
Right.
Because yes, your argument is sound. Like there's nothing wrong with it logically, but
yeah,
is it applicable to the real world, right? And that's where you run into problems with philosophy as a standalone tool, right? Because just because something is sound doesn't mean that it's true. I could make all kinds of sound arguments for things that we know don't exist. I could make a logical argument for the flood, but whenever we go look at the evidence, we know that didn't happen.
I was going to ask, when does that point change? And it's when more evidence is introduced, right?
Yeah.
And that's the key. That's the part that some people are missing is changing that view based on new evidence.
Yeah. So philosophy is really interesting, and there's some good things about it. But what we run into in the apologetics world is what I call bastardized philosophy, right? And it's trying to use philosophy as an offensive tool, and that's just not what it is. That's not what the study of philosophy is. And so you don't have to know a whole bunch about philosophy, though, to have these conversations. If you decide to engage with one of these philosophy folks, like, you can just work your way through it, because there's always going to be some bullshit that they put forward. Anyway, we're hitting the 2-hour mark. What do we got to say today? You guys
art
talk
protest.
About your thing. No, you talk about your thing.
Protest.
I'll talk about that.
Right.
We have
you'll be there. So whatever. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Sorry,
we have Canon and the Chaos hopefully coming out this week. The episode will be on Seth's channel. The outtakes will be on my channel. It is about toxic masculinity, and then the one after that is women and how women are viewed in Christian nationalism. And I'm gonna be pretty fiery on that one.
Fiery.
Yeah, it's a gross topic on both sides, but yeah. I don't really have a lot more going on besides that. We are trying to do the live streams on Saturdays, and then it looks like I may be over here on Sunday afternoons a lot more, seeing that I'm off Sunday afternoons. So I don't know. We'll be adding that to the schedule. But as always, I appreciate you having me, and I look forward to coming back more often.
Yeah, would love to have you on as often as possible. So, my thing, guys, I'm going to talk about the art protest. It's the big thing that's going on. Let's see if this shows up. There it is. There's a little flyer for it. If you're on my Discord, all these things are there. If you want to share them and stuff, you can. But the art protest is going to be July 12th at noon, Williamstown, Kentucky. Phil and Seth will be there too, along with me. You get to see all of us live. We'll be doing a live show of sorts from that. And so, yeah, check out all those things. There's been a link running through the chat the whole time where you can donate to the art protest if you want to. Look, I know everybody's dealing with the same things, like money's tough to come up with right now and things. So don't put yourself out. But if you can donate $1 or something to it, I'll send you some of these cool collectible cards we got here. I'm getting ready to have some of these printed out. So, yeah, you can get these, and there's different ones and stuff. Team Genocide.
Team Genocide.
I'll send you the digital ones immediately when you make a donation. But there will be printed out versions too. And for those of you that donate, when you show up at the art protest, I'll give you physical copies as well. So there's that. If you want to donate and you want me to mail you some physical copies, you're gonna have to tell me that, and I can make that happen. But yeah, it's cool. There's 12 right now. The other ones are getting ready to come out here really soon. You'll have some Lil cards and some Joe cards. Probably throw a Seth card in there too.
Whoa.
Yeah, just because you're going to be there and you do a lot of stuff on Christian nationalism stuff. I think it's you support the art protest. You came and worked your ass off helping me set it up last year, and
for what it's worth, man, whatever you need this year too, we'll work it out as far as the leg work.
Yeah, we'll get it done. So this year I've already started exercising and trying to get in a bit better shape and stuff, so I don't almost die. After heart surgery, I just got fat, and it's hard to be out in the heat. And It reminds me of Joe.
Well, we had little sleep. People were up late. Nobody drank enough water. So I think everybody learned some lessons moving into next year.
Yeah.
This year, rather.
I had been for 2 days living on beer and weed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't drink. So.
Right. And then it was 103 degrees.
Yeah, it was hot out there. I mean, I couldn't have done it without the help from you guys doing all that stuff, and Seth, and Chris over at the damn show, helped a lot in getting audio and video copies of that so everybody could see it and stuff. This year, I have I don't have to fulfill any contractual obligations to anyone for the art protest, but there will be cameras and stuff all over the place. There's going to be a number of things going on to this year is already looking like it's going to be about 3 times the size of last year. That's
awesome. Are you aware of what's going on the day before?
Okay, so the day before the art protest in Cincinnati, Seth Andrews and
No, not that. At the ARC protest. No. They're having some sort of event on the 11th. Ray Comfort will be there. Ken Ham will be there, and 2 other speakers on the 11th. So that may bring people just into town in general for, even if it's counter protests, it'll bring more people out to the space. I just saw that this morning on the ARC Encounters social media. So that's the day before.
Yeah.
Just so everybody understands kind of how this works. We don't just pop up and do this. I contact the ARC Encounter and talk to them and tell them what we're doing. I contact all the local police and all that stuff and tell them, what's going on, so we don't surprise anybody or anything. And to be fair, the local police were awesome last year. They even got a call about us and came out and kind of tried to act like a dick at first and quickly reeled that back when I was like, dude, just look around. Like just open your eyes and look. There, what you're saying just isn't the case. But that was Ken Hoven's people calling the cops on us is what happened there. Fuck you, Joseph. You can eat a whole bag of dicks. And Ken Hoven, you're a bitch. You're a pussy, dude. You bitched out to show
up, man. Show up on the 12th.
Face off against anyone. Kent, you're a coward. You're a coward, and you're a woman beater. You bitch made whore. Anyway, moving
that
on.
Part.
So art protest. Excuse my language, folks. I'm just kidding. Don't. But anyway,
I was about to say, come on, man.
So I don't know about that, but I'll find out. Last year it was Mark Louie was our contact at the ARC Encounter that we talked to about all of it. He told us not to come. He told Ken Hoven not to come. Whatever. But I haven't talked to them yet this year. This week I'll be getting the Airbnb. We're getting a really big, expensive Airbnb, but we'll do all that this week and stuff, and I'll make all those calls and things, and I'll find out. So stay tuned. There may be some information about that or something that we have options of doing things. I have to go to the Seth Andrews No Illusions thing in Cincinnati because we're going to have a table there and be doing things, giving stuff away and getting people to come to the art protest the next day. So I have to go to that. But we'll see. Maybe I can get a hold of Ray Comfort and get him to meet up with us while we're down there. I'll explain to him what we're doing and see if he wants to
see if he'll bring a banana with him.
Yeah. I'll see if I can get him to come down and talk with us or something. But because that's so much fun.
You haven't told a lie.
That would be.
I don't really give a shit about doing those things. And I didn't give a shit about Kent coming last year. I actually said he's not going to show up. But
you did.
Some people seem to have gotten really geared up to talk about that and have those arguments and interactions and whatever. So if I can provide that, I will. It's not really that important to the art protests and stuff, but it's fun. And if you got to sit down, I would be happy to sit down and interact with Ray Comfort in person. I would love to sit down have a conversation with Ray, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I'll look into that, though. Thanks for letting me know about that. But yeah, July 12th, noon, we're going to show up in person and speak out against the art protests and the awful things they're doing. It's one of your real chances to these conventions are great. They provide information and they bring people together and all those things. But whenever you're talking about what it actually is, it's an echo chamber. Like that's what it is. Like, but that's okay. Yeah. I mean, like, you're going to it with that expectation that you're going to hear people that you agree with speak about this thing. So that's what it's designed to be, and I'm good at that, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, there's protests that have a purpose.
Yeah.
And then there's debates, right? We're not debating. We're protesting our side. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but yeah.
Well, in this case, you actually get to go to the source of all the science, misinformation, violations of church and state. You get to go to the source and speak out against them to their face. Like, to go to where this is happening and show them that we have voices and we're going to use them to talk about what they're doing.
Right.
And I think that makes this such an important event. And I really I like really am emotionally wrapped up in this. Like, yeah, I care a lot about this event and that we continue to have it. Whenever I found out they weren't having it anymore, I immediately went to work to make sure that we continue to do this, because it's so important to go to these people and tell them, I see you. I see what you're doing, and it's wrong.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Get a hold of me, join my Discord server for more information about that stuff. I hope to see as many people there as possible. Seth, Lil, and I will be there speaking, so definitely get in there for that. Anybody have anything else they want to say?
I'm good.
Peace.
Thank you.